Hey, talking to a lady today, I had to go to lunch today, didn't for the station.
Mm-hmm.
And talking to a lady today, she was saying her daughter has got a big lisp, speech problems. And I said, welcome to our world.
Would she like a job on our show?
Yes. I said, Hamish and I had that. And I'm not sure, did you go through speech pathology and all that stuff back in the day? I certainly had a lot of classes, etc., where you got a scratch and sniff sticker if you said it right, balanced the sultana on my tongue, etc.
No. I went to African drumming lessons for a little while.
That's probably why my list was
maybe
corrected a bit better than
Maybe
yours.
my parents went, look, if he does African drumming, no kids will be friends with him, and therefore no one will notice the lisp. It was a roundabout way of treating me.
And I said, look, I think it's good to send her to lessons. I'll try and correct this thing. And she said, yeah, I'm thinking about it now. It's really important because, down the track, it's better for life. It's like, I'm so upset with my mum. She never taught me how to dive in a pool, and I still can't dive in a pool.
Into a pool?
Yeah. And I went, what do you mean? She goes, I can't dive into a pool.
I don't understand that sentence.
Exactly.
Well, you can be subjected to gravity. You're sitting in your chair, so you know about that. Leap away from the edge, and you will be in the pool.
Yeah, but she said, I can't do the dive. She goes,
yes,
I can't,
you can. No one can.
It says, can't bring my self to put hands first, go in, always start with my legs
Can you
first.
swim?
She said, I can swim very well.
Well?
In fact, she said, I was the school backstroker because
she starts in the pool.
I started in the pool. I used to run.
Pin drop champion.
Used to always run in and put my name down. And one year, and I was very good at backstroke, had never dived, and they asked whether I could fill in at school swimming.
But I
was on the blocks, jumped in, and my legs, she said, I was telling myself, just hands first.
Just leap.
Leap hands first in. She goes, my feet hit the water first in front of 2,000 school kids, year 11.
So much harder to do than a normal dive. But no one's parents taught them to dive.
I think they did, because I was watching my cousin teach his son hands out in front, and you're diving like that, and he's doing the feet first thing.
But it just seems so self-explanatory.
And he finally got one over summer. Where
it's not like watching someone at the Winter Olympics doing ice skating and they do like a triple axel. It's not like you go, oh, I know how to do that. That would be a hard thing to watch and then replicate. But diving is definitely one of the things you can look at. Just talk falling in head first. You can watch it and go, I could do that.
I said that to the girl, and she said, you have been taught. You would have been taught. And my friends all say this. She said, it's very daunting, and I avoided doing it for years, and I'm so upset
this
that
puts
my
me,
parents
this worries me. This is what worries me about having kids. Yeah. I would never have known that's a thing to teach children. I just assume all this stuff happens.
Yeah.
So if I have children, I've got to teach them all this, do I? Diving.
Yeah. Diving's one of them.
So self-explanatory.
13, 10, 60.
I suppose you teach your kids stuff like brushing their teeth.
Let's help Haim here.
Guys, just watch me.
Let's help Haim here. 13,
Surely
10, 60.
if you don't teach them, by the time they're 7, come on, guys, you got to be picking this up.
I assume your parents didn't teach you to wipe properly because you're a front wipe.
I was doing that for a little while. No one told me. But that's toilet stuff where it's like taboo.
They should definitely teach you.
Remember that kid that we knew that never put the seat down to go number 2s because he thought that was for girls? Yeah, but that's
never told him.
That's toilet
No,
stuff.
13, 10, 60.
No one would ever notice that he's doing that.
What did your parents never teach you? Haim, you can take it down so you can have the list of things to remember to teach your kids.
These jobs. Baffles me. If you can swim and you're not scared of being underwater and you're confident around water.
Said she's worried she's going to hurt her head. She said, I see other kids do it.
You're not.
I know you're not. No, we're not bashing her. What we're doing is just saying.
Definitely not bashing her. We'll love to see her have some fun around a pool.
She does. She jumps in.
I don't think she's having fun. That's what worries me.
She is having fun. Paris on 13, 10, 60. What did your parents never teach you? Paris?
Paris?
Maybe it's not Paris.
Bonjour, Paris.
Paris.
If you can hear us, we feel like we can hear you. Say something.
Hello.
Yeah,
what's your name?
It's Karen.
Sorry, Karen. That's
Paris
not
was
even
way
close.
off. Even if we'd been going Kylie, you probably would have said hello. Sorry, Karen. What did your parents never teach you?
They never taught me how to ride a push bike.
Wow, that's such a huge one for a child. Can you ride one?
No, I can't ride one still to this day.
And would you be prepared as an adult to try and learn it, or do you think the moment's passed?
Well, my husband's just bought one for me and he wants to teach me. So I was just
wow, I know you can get adult braces. Can you get adult training wheels?
I asked that, and the particular bike that he's got, you can't. And even though I was so embarrassed to even ask, but No, you can't.
Is there such a thing? Because adults would be too heavy.
Put smaller ones, like you couldn't put
the kids ones on. But I think the whole training wheel thing is because kids are so small, they're not really compared to the weight of the bike. They're about the same weight, so you can't really topple it. But adults, we're big people. Adults.
So
how are you going to learn, Paris?
No, Karen.
Sorry.
I'll have to change my name now.
If you can,
that would be really handy for us if you call up again. Sorry, Karen. How do you think that you can overcome this?
Well, we were practicing in the driveway the other day, and I was like about 20 metres, and I was just wobbling my way around the driveway, and my husband was holding the back of the seat.
Oh my God! And were your children on the bench yelling, "Kids, come inside! I want you to set the table. You can ride your bike after dinner."
There's no one around, and I said, "I want to do it at dark so that no one can see me because it's so embarrassing."
Yeah, we need you to wear a vest and a flag if you're going to ride at night.
I'm going to buy you some spokey dokes. Thank you, Karen. Jackie, 131060. What did your parents never teach you? You're angry at them about it?
They never taught me how to tell the time.
Oh, analog clocks, your downfall?
Yes, I steer clear of those and go straight for digital.
Can you not read one now?
Look, I can kind of do it, but not at a glance. I have to work it out, which is really embarrassing. It's like running your finger underneath the words on a page when you're reading.
Sound them out.
Moving your lips when you're reading silently. And so, is your watch a digital one? Are you ever in a situation where you have to bluff reading an analog clock?
I used to. I used to wear a beautiful watch that was given to me by said parents.
Yeah.
And if someone would stop me in the street and ask me the time, I would just say it was broken.
Oh, yeah, right.
To avoid the embarrassment.
It's the time of my life. Have a good day.
Thanks, Jackie. Chris, one more, mate. Tell us, what did your parents never teach you?
Mate, my dad never showed me how to shave properly.
Oh, no. Are you a bearded man now because of this?
I'm clean shaven now, but I struggle, and I've all got these hairy bits all over my cheek now because you're not supposed to shave on your cheek, apparently.
Really?
Yes.
News to us. Might have to get our dads on the phone.
I have to keep shaving those little bits of hair that grow on my cheek.
So you shaved them early days, and now they've come in thicker and stronger.
That's it. And I was warned by a friend of mine not to do it, but I didn't believe him because my dad never showed me.
Yeah.
Was your dad a clean-shaven man?
Yes, he was.
So
you would have thought he never got around to showing me.
Yeah, I thought your dad might have been Ned Kelly or something.
It's such a classic, if he was a bikie or something with a big beard, you go, all right, fair enough. But
apparently I was getting a few hairs growing on my back and on my shoulders, and I shaved them, and they've come back.
Yeah. Oh, Chris, mate, you have to call up the Gillette hotline and just have a good long talk to them so they can teach you how to use the razor properly.
I shouldn't I?
Thank you, Chris. Good luck with that. You and I saw a lot of kids kind of in casual clothes, for sports clothes.
Ooh, sports casual,
but same outfits. And we thought, it must be sports day today.
Not sports day.
Well,
actually, every day is sports day for these kids.
And they would have been, year 9?
Really? I was going to put them a bit younger, but maybe, year 8 or 9.
And just strolling the streets.
Roaming. In a very orderly fashion. We don't want to get anyone in trouble here, but just a nice ordered strolling in their sports shoes.
To pick up a bit of Nando's or maybe
having a bit of
vitamin water from Coles.
Having a feed.
Yeah.
Andrew and I went, what are you guys up to? And they went, we go to a tennis school. And we went, oh, you mean a sports school? You mean one of those schools where you're just allowed to play more sports than other kids?
Yeah.
I went, no, specifically tennis school.
I went, no, you mean...
No, guys, come on. I think we know your lives better than you do. And they went, yeah, you're right. We're actors. We've been sent here so you can talk about us on radio. And then I looked over and I saw Grumpy Dave giving us the thumbs up, going, another good life story successfully incepted into your brains. No, they went to a tennis school, which means that mostly all they do all day is play tennis. Then they have a couple of token maths and English classes at the end, just in case it doesn't work out for them.
There was a broad
and they end
maths...
up in the Bernard Tomic sort of vein.
Yeah. Broad maths, science, and English, wasn't it? And pretty much they said 50-50.
I got the impression they squeezed it in at the end of the day.
50-50.
Like as the kids were leaving, they just yelled out something about chemistry. And then went, but don't worry about it. Mostly the science you need to know is about bounces and rebounds and
in the
velocity.
Class, would the teachers be on one of those
high chairs
just to get them used to respecting someone of that kind of height, I'd imagine?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
If you draw outside the margin, they have lasers. It will beat.
On 131060, did you go? I mean, we're calling this a weird school, but it's probably not. I mean,
It's not weird to them.
not
Our
weird
schools would have been weird.
Yeah, they're loving the tennis. But did you go to a specialised school? What type of specialty? We can't believe that there was how many students would we have seen?
Tons.
30?
And unfortunately for them, I'm going to have to be honest here, guys, a little bit of tough love. Statistically, like one of you will make it, if that. That's the harshness, though, isn't it?
Yeah, so
I mean,
listen
'cause
to the chemistry that's getting yelled at you.
just hang around a little bit after school, wait for a few more facts to be yelled your way because you're going to need to know some of the other stuff.
131060.
I mean, am I a bad guy for saying that?
No.
Look at the ranks of professional tennis players. You guys have got like 50 kids in your year level.
Yeah.
None of you might make it.
Well,
I
okay,
mean,
come on.
Sorry, that's
Chin up,
Wednesday
Bree.
afternoons, 2:30 till 3:15 with Professor Blake, life lessons and harsh realities.
131060, did you go to a specialised school? What was the specialty? Louis on 131060, you went to a specialised school. What are we talking?
I did, yeah. So my school was basically a specialist school with music, dance. We had students from the National Institute of Circus Arts and from the Australian Institute of Sports as well. And how we did it, we went half-half.
Hang on.
Half-
So it's circus tricks and sports people.
Yeah, why are you...
Yeah, we had circus, sports, music and dance, yeah.
Hang on. How's this work? Do you still have a jock situation and like...
Andy's furious that there seems to be too
Well-
much pitters at your
Well, it does
school.
seem like that naturally you would have gone with performing arts as a school.
What, to keep them
or a
protected
sports
from the
school.
sports people.
Well, it just
Yeah.
seems like, isn't that just
Mate,
everyone that's normally at a school?
Trapeze is a lot harder than field hockey, mate. Sorry to break it to you, but it requires incredible upper body
Well,
strength.
what's the school specialising in? It seems like it's got everything.
Well, what the school does is it's basically an institute where students who specialise in their own art then can come and complete their VCE whilst doing their specialist.
Yeah,
So,
right.
for example, I'm a music student studying at Melbourne Uni. I play percussion, and I went to my school to study music.
Yep.
And so half a day I did my normal music subjects and rehearsals and practice. Then the other half I completed a normal VCE like any other school would.
Yep, good stuff, Louis. Now, I was a bloody good juggler.
VCE and being in Victoria, and obviously...
just the rest of the old year 12.
Yeah.
I was an extremely good juggler. In year 10, we had circus tricks on a Wednesday afternoon, but that was only for 6 months. Could I have come to your school and honed my juggling craft?
and be less teased.
Look, why not? I don't think I'd have any influence on what people would think, but I'd love to see your juggling. So
Thank
maybe
you, Louis.
could have come along. I think it would have been great.
Weird question, but does the high school allow mature age students?
I'm sure you could try and go and study at NICA. Why not?
Hey, well, I mean, I've got a radio show to do, and I might have another gap here, but hey, I'll juggle it. Just a bit of a juggler's joke.
Yeah, no, it's doing a joke. Thanks, Louis. Robin on 131060. Robin, you went to a specialised school. What was yours?
Well, it doesn't sound like a big deal when I tell you that I went to Monash Uni, but I was only 8.
You're 8 years old?
Tookie Howser kind of stuff here. What?
From 8 to 11,
Yep.
I used to go 2 days a week to Monash.
Were you allowed to?
Yeah, I was basically made to. I was such a pain in the butt in my normal classes.
Were you too smart?
Too smart, exactly. So they sent me off to Monash to do photography.
That's what I had, but I was undiagnosed. So hang on, you're too smart, but you're going to do photography. So you're too creative.
Yeah, unfortunately, the creative just didn't wear off on me.
So, Robin, hang on a minute.
So
this doesn't seem
were
like any
you
sense.
academically a genius, where they were like, you can do calculus, you're only 8 years old, but we're going to send you to do photography? Or you were just maybe a little bit hyperactive, a bit too inquisitive, and they sent you to uni? Is that the case?
No, it was the first option.
Right. So they were like, you are a child genius,
So you were
Yes.
and you can just do whatever you want.
so you were 13 in amongst uni students.
8.
You're 8. She was 8.
She was 8. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant year 8.
No, not
13
year 8.
years old.
8 human years old.
Are
8
you
years old, from 8 to 11.
are you much smarter than the rest of us and still, or did it catch up because the scheme didn't quite work?
Unfortunately, I slowed down.
Yeah,
What are you
right.
doing now, Robin?
Would you believe I run a warehouse? I'm a forklift driver.
Forklift driver, yeah.
How
I
old are
believe
you,
that.
13?
Thanks, Robin.
Hey, whatever you are, be a good one.
Scarlett.
Well, the thing is, Robin's lived her whole life. Got it out of the way. She's been
Exactly.
to O Week when she was 9. Probably took a gap year when she was 10. Did change courses a little bit.
Scarlett on 131060, a specialised school. Were you at one?
Yeah, I actually did. I went to a rodeo high school over in the States.
Wicked.
So
how many rodeos did you ride a day?
So we had our main one at the end of the week, but, we'd just practice and pretend to do our schoolwork. We really didn't do that much schoolwork. It was more like, socialising and,
Socialising wasn't a subject.
Yeah, bloody is at rodeo school.
Yes, it was.
Scarlett, did you have, like some private schools you see they wear, like, straw hats or whatever? Did you have a cowboy hat with the school logo on it?
No, we didn't.
Were you
We
allowed
did
to wear
cowboy hats.
You're allowed to wear cowboy hats? Was there a school uniform or not?
No, just jeans and whatever.
Yeah, funny.
Well,
hey,
this is all what a great school.
Scarlett, how old were you when you did this?
So I went over when I was 16.
So, obviously,
Was it
you were
just-
doing a bit of rodeo work in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you felt like you could take this to the next level. So your parents agreed to let you just go buck broncos for an entire year and see how it panned out.
For a whole year, yes. It
For a whole
was
year.
fantastic.
And then
Scarlett, was it a school or was it just a guy called Jed's farm?
No, it was at school. It was like a school, we started to do our schoolwork and everything.
I know
and then-
schools.
Yeah.
and so why are you back? I mean, why only 1 year?
So I only got my scholarship for a year, and then I came back and I finished schooling over here, and then I got an apprenticeship and I still rodeo.
Oh, okay, good stuff. So when you came back here and you were
Yeah.
back in a normal class without...
Yeah.
without no rodeoing.
with limited rodeoing, was that upsetting?
It was. I was only doing rodeos nearly every weekend.
Would you encourage
Would you ride-
a bigger guy in the classroom just at lunchtime to kind of buck you about a bit just to keep your skills up?
Just jump on a teacher's back.
No.
Would you ever ride a rodeo animal to school?
No, we didn't.
You have to leave really close. You're only stay on for about 6 seconds.
Live over the road and just hope it goes the right way.
Thank you, Scarlett.
Oh,
Hamish Andy driving
word.
you home. Haim might sound a little different today. We're not in the same studio today. He's got-
Yeah, this is a shame, and I'm having to dial in using foreign technology. We're not used to it.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the joint nomination. I have not retreated to a presidential bunker to plot my demise of Andy, as is probably the first thing that leaps into people's minds.
Someone said to me this morning, actually, Haim, have you spoken to Haim? I said, not yet. You go, they're not talking. They're not. They go, no, it's just like 7:30 in the morning and he's not up yet.
Did not catch him yet as we did Skype Tai Chi, but that's normally at 8:15, so we'll talk to each other then. No, so apologies if things do sound a little bit scratchy from this end, but we assure you the relationship is a golden symphony.
Haim, tell us through your dad's fear.
So the other night, Dad was over at Dad's place, sitting there with Zoe, and his wife, my stepmom Chris, sends him a message saying, I'll be home soon. We were about to have dinner. It included an emoji because Dad has a phone that's capable of doing little characters. Yep. Pretty much every smartphone I think in the world can do emojis. It was quite simply a love heart. It just was nice. Love from her. Dad goes, oh, God, I hate it. I don't like it when she does that.
Oh, sorry.
What are you talking about?
This is from Chris's.
This is from his wife.
So Chris sent the message.
Oh yeah, this is Chris has sent the message. Yeah. It's popped up on his phone. I happen to notice I had a little love heart on it. Sure. And Dad's going, I don't like it when she does this because it costs extra. And then I went, what? And he goes, yeah, those little silly little pictures. I don't know why people go for that, but it costs extra. It costs more money to send an emoji. I said, no, it doesn't. It's just like a few. It's just characters, counts as characters. Plus, you guys are both sending like iMessages to each other, so it's free anyway. He goes, no, not this stuff. This is how they get you. This is a scam to make you send photos to make you send pictures to each other. These little pictures cost money. I think he maybe heard about Jamster or one of those companies like years ago, and you could sort of send a picture, or maybe when MMSs first came out, he was aware that was a very expensive thing to do. Anyway, so during the dinner,
he's a man on edge, though. I mean, the amount of times I've heard from his mouth, "This is how they get you."
It's creeping into my mind now. Like I spend my whole life just looking at things going, they're trying to get me here. During dinner, I sent Dad a text message with every single emoji in it. And then I wrote underneath, $1 million text. And Dad got it at the table, and he threw the phone down and just looked me in the eye and not laughing and said, "You're an idiot. You are wasting your money. This Hamish and Andy thing is not going to go on forever, you know. And plus, probably, now that you guys are both nominated, you can't be friends anymore. Now you're at each other's throats, according to the papers. So that's it. You've just blown your last paycheck on a bloody text."
1310.
Here's what I wanted to do.
Call us in. Hey, is it Dad fears? Is it this?
I think it's probably Dad fears, isn't it? It's Dad. My dad is irrationally scared. He just thinks that that is a waste of money. He's scared. He refuses to send an emoji. I've been trying to get him for like the last week, texting him, "Come on, Dad, you can do better than that. Do you know where the keyboard is?" He said, "Yeah, I know where it is. I'm not using it." He won't send one because no matter how much I try and tell him it doesn't cost money, he can't get over it.
How many emojis do you think are contained there in that text message?
Ooh, if I was guessing, I'd say you might get up to maybe 100, 150.
Yeah, so 1 million divided by 100. Your dad takes everything you do as gospel. So he might think $10,000 emoji at the moment.
He's thinking they're very expensive. That's his fear. That's his greatest fear is that the people in his family have just decided to emoji willy-nilly and are just draining the finances.
Jackie on 131060. Jackie, talk us through your dad's fear.
My dad's fear is that if you fast forward or rewind the VHS videotape, that it's going to ruin the actual video player. So as kids growing up, we used to have to sit through the whole commercials and all of the previews beforehand, and he wouldn't let us actually watch the movie until we've gone through
The function
it all.
hasn't been used.
Yeah, so if there was anything that was stopped in the middle of the video, then we would have to completely stop it, fully rewind it to the start, and then play it from there.
Oh, he didn't like the play fast forward or the play rewind.
Yes, fast forward.
Yeah, that happens.
So if it was up on the screen and it was playing while fast forwarding and rewinding, it was ruining the machine.
Well, the thing was with those kind of players is it actually did, but it would be thousands and thousands.
Here we go. Dad's on it. Dad's here. Look at everyone. Dad's turned up.
Thanks, Jackie.
Oh, sorry. I'll send Jackie an emoji and we can talk about Andy.
Colin on 131060. Colin, tell us what's your dad's fear?
Video game consoles.
Okay, just in general, or
how come?
Yeah, basically he thought that it would, I suppose, use the life of the television. So we were never allowed to hook them up as a kid and would have to wait till he goes to work before we could actually play them.
Great. You can wait until Super Mario Brothers the book comes out and you guys can enjoy
and
that.
You can read it. Yeah, basically that's about it.
Thanks, Colin.
Even to this day, today, he still like it.
Thanks for joining us, mate. Ham, you and I are in different studios from each other today.
It hurts, Ando. And look, I know my microphone sounds a little bit scratchy. I'm actually doing it on one of those sports broadcaster microphones. Not the best studio, but our time apart, it hurts me, Ando. And I can, it's good fun. We've been talking all day on the phone, and but a lot of people, rightly or perhaps are they wrongly suggesting that it's the whole golden elephant in the room that forced me on the run because you threatened me with death. That's not true, and I wanted to put those rumours to bed. I'm so proud of you, and please don't kill me. I think you're the favourite.
If you didn't think it was true, don't ask to not be killed. But we are going to address that after 5 o'clock, Ham. We've got other things, far more important things. I was up a lot earlier than I'm normally up. You and I we like a lion. I was up early enough to see the Garbos come past today, doing their great job.
Oh, what a wonderful natural phenomenon. Some people get up for the sunrise. I like to get up and do Tai Chi in front of Garbos till they push me in a bin.
They were coming down my little cul-de-sac and apartments across the road. So they've got a lot of bins to get through in a very short amount of time. and they were very nimble. But what I didn't realise, one guy, I'd thrown out in the recycle bin a pair. It wasn't a pair of shoes; it was a shoe box. The guy before that went in, opened up the box to see if there were shoes in it. Went, no. And then as they were going through all the other bins, I watched him go through the apartment across the road. They basically would put them on this machine that both the we can hear a machine going past in your apartment there.
I told you the studio's not great, didn't I? It's just there's actually Garbos driving towards us now, probably listening to the show, about to kill me. So pick your words, mate. Pick your words.
It was on the back of the garbage machine where they can put the little green bins and they flick up automatically.
Oh, love that. Love that trick.
As stuff was going out, they were just quickly checking different boxes, things that might look interesting. They picked up an iPhone case, like old iPhone box, opened it up to see if the iPhone was in there. To me, they were sitting there going, we can make some extra money on the side, or finding trinkets that they're going to use at home. I don't really know exactly what
Definitely not recycling. Like they weren't looking for just to check that there was no metal or anything. Were they recycling these boxes?
No. They were definitely looking for extra stuff.
We are on the show right now, knowing that I'm in a separate studio with Garbos nearby. We are calling garbage men and women treasure and trinket hungry scavengers. Is that what we're doing?
Well, I'm not.
Andy,
I'm not
this is a big day.
Okay, 13, 10,
for
60.
the Hamish and Andy show.
Okay, are you a Garbo? 13, 10, 60. Hopefully someone's listening that is a Garbo. Are you Garbo? Call now. Do you do this? What have you found? Now, obviously, if no one calls, hey, you're right. We might have just got one guy on a day where he wanted a bit of extra gear. But 13,
or it's
10,
something
60.
to do with recycling, but, we've accidentally got it wrong and we've angered an entire workforce. But,
are you a Garbo? I'm perfectly fine with them doing this as well. Like, absolutely. I mean, we're just throwing it out.
Well, all of our trash is their treasure. If they're bloody going to go and pick it up, least we could do is, slip them a pair of shoes, you cheap bastard. Why don't you pop some shoes in there? Because you just mentioned boxes. You just said he was a box inspector, and I just wonder if he was maybe just looking for clearing out sharps. Maybe he's looking for landmines because he's sick of the truck getting blown up because they try and crush landmines.
Kelly on 13, 10, 60. Kelly, have you ever... First question, you are an ex-Garbo?
No. My ex is a Garbo.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. Your ex is a Garbo currently.
Gotcha.
Has his car or truck ever been blown up by a landmine?
As much as I probably would like it to, no.
Okay.
Good on you.
Sure.
Mature response.
Okay. Now, your ex, did he look through the rubbish and did he ever bring anything home?
He still does currently.
Maybe he still does my rubbish.
Wow.
Kelly, tell us what's the best thing he's found.
He gets iPhones, laptops, you name it. I swear he's got it.
Really?
I just can't believe that it's worth the look through because for me, I went through a period when I was probably about 10 years old where I was just looking in the vending machine change thing and the phone box change thing, and I never found cent one, not a brass razoo. And I gave up because I thought, I'm playing such a low numbers game here. Now, for people that are buying iPhones and buying Nikes, surely no one's throwing them out accidentally.
No, well, either they upgrade and then throw the old one out.
Yep.
But he has enough there to have a garage sale every weekend.
So he has a garage sale every weekend?
Yes.
Oh, wow. And what kind of money would he be rolling in just kind of roughly a weekend just from the... Couple hundred bucks of ex-goods?
Yep. And the best part is he does recycle the gifts for his child.
Fantastic, Kelly. I mean, I don't know why you moved on from this fella.
He
just didn't find the ring in time. I think that was the big problem, Kel.
I'm curious as if I bought an iPhone from him at one of his garage sales. What's the tech support like? Does he have a Genius bar at the garage sale? Like, could he come back? Could I come back and get help?
He probably thinks he's a genius, but I'm telling you, he's not.
Kelly,
it takes a genius like you to become a Garbo.
That's unfair, Kelly. I think some of the smarter men out there, but I understand that your ex might have that one. Simon, though, is a Garbo. Do you do this, Simon?
Absolutely, mate. Every now and then I'll go and have a bit of a look.
Yep. And what's the best thing you found, mate?
Oh, mate, jewellery, wallets with money. Yeah,
wallets?
Everything, mate.
So someone's accidentally thrown out money.
Yep.
I don't blame you as well, son. Hats off to you, my friend. Hats off to you.
Just don't again, who are these people? Even if you got a new wallet, would you go, got a new wallet, great, chuck the old one out until like 2 days later going, oh, hang on a second, I didn't transfer anything. I've thrown my wallet out. I can't believe how much stuff's getting thrown out.
Simon just said, yep, that's it.
Yep, there we go. Got me.
Thanks, Simon. Stick around, everybody. Straight after this, or in a few moments' time, Haim, you and I have to discuss the golden Logie-shaped elephant in the room.
So do the golden elephant here with the TV Week logo tucked under its trunk. Dad disappointments. Let's talk dad disappointments for a second.
Because I had one on the weekend as well.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Well, this is great. We'll see if yours matches up with mine. One of the classic ways I can disappoint. Usually, a surefire way to disappoint my dad is if I buy meat or fish not from one of his approved sellers. If he says something like, "What'd you have for dinner?" and I say, "Oh, we had monkfish or something," he'll go, "Did you get it from Paris's fish shop?" "No, I wasn't nearby." He's like, "What are you doing, mate? You know to go in there. It's the best fish."
Yeah, fine.
Okay, sorry.
Well, in the area.
Everyone fishes near each other, so it's all probably relatively the same fish coming out of the ocean. The other one is if I tell him I've cooked a steak and then I get literally grilled on, well, not literally, metaphorically grilled, opposite of literal, on where I got the steak from. And if it's not from one of, I can't keep up with who he thinks has got the best steaks. So that's a huge way I'm letting him down.
But it's just people.
God forbid I'd buy a supermarket steak, which I'm fine with.
No,
I love a supermarket steak. Where'd you get your steak from? Supermarket. Got an 8-pack.
Yeah.
Grilled 2, froze 6. Dad just shaking his head like, what child have I raised that thinks a giant food store is an appropriate place to buy food? So this wasn't a food-based one from Dad. Needed to do a little bit of maintenance at my house on the weekend, and it involved a pipe outside. It involved a stormwater pipe.
Yep. What are we talking,
mate?
Filling it up? Was that a leaky pipe?
Finding the pipe, which turns out there's an old concrete path that I have to crowbar through because Dad is at an age now where the manual labour is farmed out offshore to me.
Yeah, sure.
And he'll just point at spots and I'll dig. And I'm fine with that, except because Dad spent, a good...
So in the ground, not in the wall.
Pipes, yeah, we found a pipe in the ground. We wanted a ground pipe. Feel free to jump online if any of this gets too technical for people listening. Dad spent 30 years of his life working as a sprinkler installer. So he knows pipes and he knows digging. Yeah. Anyway, so he's pointing at spots. I'm going away, I'm digging. There's a lot of clay and stuff. I've got the crowbar out. And so I start getting in with the shovel. I'm a few shovels in, and I'm digging a hole in it. How would you dig a hole? This is how I dig a hole. Yeah. Put the shovel in the ground, apply force, pull out the dirt, chuck it on the dirt pile.
Yeah.
Well, you would have let Dad down too. So I start doing that a little bit, start getting into the heavier stuff, and getting my back into it. And I feel intense pressure because since I was about 8 years old, even younger, I've dug holes under the supervision of Dad. And he is bloody good at digging holes. I start throwing the dirt on the pile. Dad goes, whoa, what are you doing? Puts his hand on the shovel. Like, stop this madness. Right? Throwing himself on the weapon. This is crazy. What's going on? I said, what I thought I'd burst a gas main or something. Yeah. He goes, what are you chucking your dark dirt on the light dirt for?
Oh.
I went, I don't know. I'm making a dirt pile. He goes, what are you putting your dark and your light together? How are you going to backfill that properly?
It's not the washing machine. You can mix colours.
I think it's okay. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, you dark and your light, mate. If you mix it all up, you can't backfill it properly. It's going to be bloody ugly. Well, I'm sorry,
it's
Dad.
All underground.
And then he went, what are you... Like, he was looking at me like he'd caught me cheating on Zoe. Like, he was looking at me like, what child is this?
Yeah.
Did I raise you to dig a hole where you're just chucking your darks and your lights all over each other like it's some sort of dirt party? He was so disappointed. And for Dad, digging a hole is like the mark of a man.
Yeah.
If you can't dig a hole, he doesn't want to know you, even if he helped make you.
My similar one on the weekend was my dad and I were building a shelf.
God, feel like Hamish Andy father-son working me. Are you going to bring your dad to the father-son camping trip this weekend?
Yeah, you bet. And he'll beat your dad at the run.
Oh, yeah. Well, if it's a run to the shovel, my dad's got you.
And I was using a circular saw to cut along a grey lid line.
This is so much more tool talk than I expected to have on the show today. Yeah.
Anyway,
so you're cutting along a grey lid line. That's tough.
Okay, so I've done it. I'm wrapped perfectly, I thought. He's looked at it and gone, what side of the line do you go? And I said,
Who cares? On the line is in.
I said, left-hand side. And he's like...
Oh, because you left the pencil on the bit you wanted to keep.
He's like...
Yeah, dads
mate,
hate that.
Always go the right. He goes, now we're out. Now we're out the length of a circular saw. I was like, what's a millimetre? Who cares? He's like, I'll do it from now on. I'll take this one.
I'll be your dad, and you be my dad, and we'll just let our dads play together. But 13-10-60, dad disappointment. See, that's a great one. What is it? I mean, it doesn't have to be tool-related.
No.
But what is it that you do that it's a skill that your dad just assumed he obviously passed down to you that you don't have? No. I don't have hole digging. I thought I did. I don't.
I don't know what side of the line.
And then it's just really disappointed your dad.
13-10-60, it's Hamish and Andy.
Dad spent the good part of every waking hour for several decades digging holes. He's very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
These little tips that I obviously didn't pick up, like light and dark dirt separation.
So he's expecting that when you fill it back in, put the dark dirt back in first, and so we've got lighter stuff on top.
I'll go out. So after the show's finished, I'll go and dig a practice hole with you. I'll show you what to do. It's keeping the topsoil.
I'm busy.
Yeah, I'll find time. I'll come with you.
Alvin on 13-10-60. Alvin, talk us through it, mate. You've disappointed your dad in what way?
He's a high-end chef that's worked at plenty of expensive restaurants, and I can't cook.
Yeah, and right. Has he tried to teach you to cook?
Yeah, when I was young, and none sunk in.
Was nothing sinking in, or were you there going not interested?
I was
Have you
trying
tried?
to learn, but I was more like, oh, hey, I just want to eat the food.
Yeah, I'm a professional customer, Dad.
Yeah.
What's been your best attempt to cook in front of him?
Well, I just normally do bacon and eggs.
Oh, yeah, that'll knock your socks off.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Alvin. Nick, 13-10-60.
One of my favourite dinners.
Dad disappointments, Nick.
Oh, well, yeah, he expects I can drive a manual. And, yeah, jumped in the car on the truck on the weekend and went to start it. Had no idea how to drive a manual. Never driven one before. And he just thought I knew how to drive one.
But there is a special gene in every son's brain when it comes to dads, where you, instead of just being honest and going, oh, I can't do this, you just decide to, it's a 1 in 100 shot, but you go, I'm just going to try and pull it off.
Yeah.
Like when I was digging a hole, and I mean,
work.
I know digging a hole's not hard. But my body is not coordinated to do that. So there was just a bit of me stuck in this hole just going, this shouldn't be this hard. It's just soil and a shovel. But your body can't move the right way.
Lachlan, 13-10-60 is the number. Thanks, Nick. And Lachlan, have you disappointed your dad? What area in particular?
Well, every morning I forget to put a hanky in my pocket, and then my dad just gets really disappointed and sends me back to the room.
Lachlan, does your dad wear a singlet as well under his shirt occasionally?
No, not really.
Yeah, well, my dad does, and he's a hanky man. I thought it might have been
He sends you back to your room, Lachlan. It sounds like you have to come out and do sort of like a military parade, like a bit of an inspection. How old are you, Lach?
15.
15. So he wants you to hanky at school.
Yeah, he does the same to my brother, and he's 13.
And what's the what's the rationale with the hanky still? Just for runny nose? Is it just to save on tissues?
Really.
Yeah,
but I mean, every day you're not getting a runny nose. I just think you're better off taking something you're going to use every day. Like, guys, remember to take your fold-out fork.
Yeah,
like you're probably going to
that.
need a fold-out fork. I mean, if you take a fold-out spoon in an emergency, it can double as a hanky. You could just scoop some snot out and give it a wash off. That's what I'll be doing with my kids. Got your snot scooper, guys. And over at brother and sister-in-law's house the other day and playing around with Juno, my niece, she's almost 3 years old, had a sheet of stickers. We were just playing in her room and I was like, oh, some animal stickers. Like, let's stick these animal stickers around the room. Very exciting. There's a giraffe and effort.
On the walls?
No, on the bed.
Oh,
or just anywhere you want. It's a kid's room, so just go nuts. That was my theory. So we start sticking them. I'm like, where do you want to stick them? Some monkeys and mice and stuff. Sticking them on her bed. She's got a bunk bed in her room. So then I go, well, Junie, where do you want to, let's stick, she loves elephants. Yeah. I was like, do you want to stick the elephant right next to, where you sleep so you can say goodnight to the elephant before you go to bed? So she's like, yeah. And I said, which part do you sleep in? She goes, I sleep up the top. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Thinking to myself, wow, 2-year-old. Normal railing, normal ladder, but nothing specifically set up to kind of stop a kid.
Yeah.
I was just like, good on you, Junie. That's so grown up in my head.
Yeah.
I'm going that.
And it's good to obviously teach them some dexterity probably early or something.
That's
like
what
that.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
And if you're a kid and, you've got the whole room to yourself and you've got bunk beds, of course you buzz the top.
Exactly.
Probably leave the bottom for like a little home office or something. Just to manage your gear and got your toys down there. So anyway, I was like, all right, let's go up the top. Climb up the top, got the elephant sticker. Where do we want to stick it? And she's loving going up the top. She's like, this is so fun. Look we're up the top. And I'm thinking to myself, well, this is so easy.
Yeah.
Like all I've had to do is just jump on the bed. And should the elephant go here? Should the elephant go here? She's just laughing her head off, having the time of her life. Yeah. Still, it's not clicking to me because I'm going, geez, for a kid that's up here every night going to sleep, she's enjoying the altitude a huge amount.
Yeah.
Anyway, my sister-in-law, her mum, walks in and goes, what are you guys doing up there? I said, we're just putting the elephant sticker on. It's like, no, Juno's not allowed up the top. Has been allowed up the top. She said this is where she slept.
Yeah,
Suddenly
classic.
the pennies are dropping.
You
Of
guy
course
in
she's
there.
loving it being up there. I'm leading the charge because I'm the ever sensible Uncle Haim who very out of character has done something illegal and taken her up the top. But yeah, totally tricked me. And now I've kind of I've undone a year of
Don't go up there.
don't go up there. She'd never been up. Isn't that incredible? Never been up the top because she was obedient.
Yeah.
And sometimes climbs around the ladder but knows you're not meant to go at the top. And all it took was old Sherpa Haim to lead the adventure to the summit with the elephant for extra difficulty.
It's a classic kid con. They know that they couldn't go up by themselves, but if they
She's
get
so bold-faced about it.
if they get permission, even though it's kind of fake permission from an adult, some other idiot leading the way, they're fine up there.
It's totally framed.
Because she's not going to get in trouble when you're up there dancing around like a goose.
I was bopping a bit. I was pretty high up there. I was having fun. 131060. Have you been conned by a kid?
Toddler.
Toddlers are probably
Best,
probably the main culprits.
Yeah, I'd think so. Because that's where they're most conniving, and you tend to you don't believe that they're good lies when they're under 5.
It was unbelievable. Then I lost $20 to her because she had one queen and then queen of hearts and a queen of spades and a queen of clubs, and it was find the red card. Yeah. I was positive it was in the middle. Positive. And some other guy there was winning money.
Kate, you have been conned by someone 14 months old.
Yes, I'm ashamed to say I got played by my son.
Yeah, how'd he get you, Kate?
Did he get you good?
He got me real good. I heard an almighty crash from near the front door and came out, and the shoebox had been completely annihilated. There were shoes all over the place. And my 14-month-old is standing in the middle of them, pointing at the cat, going, no, 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 no.
Cat,
so, poor
the old
cat
frame. That's very advanced for a 14-year-old.
Now, what a 14-month-old?
Well,
Sorry, 14-month-old. It's very, very, very normal for a 14-year-old.
And what did the cat say, or how did the cat look?
Well, the cat got shouted at until I realised she was actually on the wrong side of the door to have done it.
Yeah, right.
So she's on the wrong. She's outside the screen door, and the disaster is inside.
Forensics. Kate, you know how sometimes teachers will say to parents, like, your child might be gifted. Is it possible that your son is criminally gifted because he's learned very early about framing people?
I think he has a bit too much of his father in him because his father likes to blame the cats for...
Sorry,
his father likes to blame the cats for everything.
Yep. Yeah. Hi, this is the ATO. Did you really have that much tax deductions? The cat did my tax, actually.
Thanks, Kate. Julie on 131060. Have you been conned by a kid?
Yes, very badly.
How did they get you?
Oh, I look after him all the time, and I'm always trying to feed him healthy food because that's what his mum likes. One day I said, what do you want for lunch? And he said, Macca's. And I said, okay, what do you want to drink? He said, a Coke. And so I gave it to him. And then later on his mum was like, look, he's never had Coke before.
Sometimes that can be a sometimes food.
Yeah,
I know.
That can be a treat food. But yeah, don't ask kids what they want to... I'd just be sitting there going... Yeah, I usually have about 10 Mars bars with bolognese sauce on it.
That's the good thing about like a good lying kid are ones that don't extend it too much.
That's the thing; they don't go crazy.
They don't go crazy. They know that
they would say something like, "Oh, I'm allowed to have salads and stuff at Macca's."
Yeah.
And obviously I'd just get some fries because they're fine.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they'll say it that eloquently.
And I might grab a macchiato from McCafe. Cheers. I'll be in the playground. Text me.
Jazz chat still to come. Hey, a friend of mine has done something you and I both love doing.
What's he done? Skimmed a
It's
stone
a dangerous
over
game.
8 times.
We do like that.
Love skimming stones, kids.
It's a dangerous game to play.
So is skimming. Just be careful. You're dealing with rocks. Only throw them into the water.
But if you play it like you can look like the nicest person in the world.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when you invite people to something that you know or you're pretty confident they're not going to make it. They can't make it. You look like a good guy, but you never really had, say, the space for them, the tickets for them, or even the want for them to be around.
Yeah. Bad example. Hey, Wicked Witch of the West. We're having a foam party this weekend where we go to a nightclub and just foam pumps out.
Yeah.
Can you come? We know you can't come. You melt in water. But we're inviting you anyway.
Well, you and I, a few years ago, there was an acquaintance of ours that had been wanting to catch up a drink, and we knew he'd went interstate. And so
that's right. Yeah.
we
Better
texted
example
said,
than the witch.
Tonight, the night, get your beer on.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it tonight. This is the night. We're finally free. We're all catching up tonight.
And then it was like, oh, man, this total bummer.
Yep.
I've gone interstate.
Oh,
wow.
We tried. We tried one night.
My friend's done it for his overseas wedding.
This is not an uncommon manoeuvre, Ando.
He, assuming it was overseas, I was saying, what's your list like? And he said, mate, gone nuts, because my fringe friends, the guys that are my acquaintances, people that I probably should, invite just to keep up appearances.
Yep.
I've inviting them willy-nilly because I know that overseas weddings, you only get your close mates.
Yeah, people think the cost of an overseas ticket will thin out those people that don't like you as much as your best friends.
Yeah.
But what it accidentally does is it just thins out the desperados.
Yeah.
Sometimes very good friends might not just be able to make it overseas, but desperados are happy to pay and are happy to come overseas. It's not exactly the filter of friendship you're looking for.
He's now got a full sheet, in fact, of the people he's invited, and not enough space at the complex that he's holding the wedding at. So he's got two options.
So at the Club Med, some of you are going to have to go to the kids' centre and watch the wedding on video link.
Pretty much. He's got to either change venues or tell about 20-odd people.
Geez, do you go in even further? Do you go to the people who you were hoping wouldn't say yes and say to them, look, it's not, in Vietnam anymore. Now it's at base camp of Everest. Are you still prepared to go that far? And if they pull out there, you go, trick. It was a trick. You're not a good friend. We're going back to Vietnam. Gotcha.
131060's number here. Have you been caught out doing this thing? It's not just a token invite, because that's to keep up appearances. This is when you are actually going after
positive. They'll say no.
Extra points. You're hoping to look like such a good person, so you invite people that you actually don't want to be hanging out with.
It is points greed, and that's how you get into this.
Yeah.
If you're trying to wiggle out of the wedding invite situation, because it's a horrible thing to go through, been through it myself, scientists have not come up with the proper equation for wedding invites. It can't be done.
Unless
everyone's got their own
the
theory.
MCG. And
that's why I had 7 groomsmen, Ando, because our rule was just family and groomsmen only.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got 7 groomsmen.
Charlie, this has happened to your boyfriend.
It did, actually, except he was the one that they didn't want to turn up.
Okay,
great.
Okay, that's
what
great.
was the event?
It was a friend's engagement party. It was being held interstate. And ordinarily he wouldn't have been able to make it, but he was there for business and showed up.
Would he have gone if he was... So he wouldn't have gone if he was, in fact, interstate, but the fact that he was in the state, that's what kind of tipped him over the edge.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was definitely one of those situations where, 99% we wouldn't have made the trip. But, so that was super awkward for him to have to then pack up and leave.
What do you mean? How did he know he wasn't welcome? What they said, get out, we didn't think you'd need to come.
Yeah, it's like, well, this is really awkward, but we don't actually have a place for you because we didn't think that you would show up.
Did he say yes, though?
Well, because it had been so long previous that they just kind of disregarded the fact that he had said yes because they knew that it was out of his way. So
yeah, right.
that was pretty awkward for
Were
him.
they giggling when they invited him? Or...
I honestly don't know what they were thinking, but
Really
yeah,
feels-
it definitely does happen.
And what was the structure of the place?
Was it a dinner?
Was it a dinner, a restaurant, like where you couldn't possibly pull up another chair?
If it was just a regular party, was it a dinner?
It was it was an organised dinner.
How many
So-
people were at the dinner?
Yeah, dinner.
I don't know. It was over 100 people were there.
Oh, you can't pull up another chair at a 100-person dinner.
He's got the
Yeah.
message now. Is he still friends with those
no,
people? No, you wouldn't be, would
spoken
you?
to those people since then.
Nah.
So,
yeah, good, Charlie. Yeah, thanks for the call. Oscar, you've accepted a token invite before,
I have, yes.
and you don't think that they really wanted you to come?
Well, no, my ex-wife was invited.
Your ex-wife was invited to a wedding. Was it a wedding?
It was a wedding, yep.
And you
You went along with her?
Well, I didn't know she was coming.
Hang on. Tell us how it all went down.
Okay. Whose wedding?
My current wife was friends with her at the time, and she invited her without telling me.
So
okay.
was this your wedding?
Yeah, yep.
The plot thickens.
Okay,
so it was your wedding. Your wife has gone, I'll invite the ex because that's the politically correct thing to do, but I'm sure she won't come. And then on your wedding day, you might remember me from the last wedding you had.
Oscar,
are you there?
Oscar, how did you not know that your wife-to-be had invited your ex-wife?
We were given a number, 50 each, and she said, "Well, I'll invite my friends, and you invite yours." And
Yep.
yeah,
in the administrative cyclone of a wedding, no one really cross-referenced lists.
And you, at any point, is your current wife friends with your ex-wife?
Yeah, yep, she was friends with her.
So, but
I was fine with that, but wasn't expecting it at the wedding.
Yeah, right. Was it okay on the night?
I was good at the church, but at the reception got pretty awkward.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
We were saying thanks to all the guests, so...
Except one.
Except one.
Okay, there's some of you I don't want to thank, so I'm going to go through and individually do names.
Thank you
wow,
for the,
Oscar.
Thanks for the call.
Good work. No one's expecting that on their wedding.